Hi guys, welcome back to Black Sheep Tarot and Things. Today I'm going to do my first mystery tarot card reading. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do because I don't know how many things I'm actually that curious enough about to do a reading. If you have any suggestions, put them down below. Maybe I'll do more, maybe I won't. I'll have to see how kind of these videos do. But I've been wanting to kind of do this a while for myself, and I'm like, well, let's make a video of it. I wonder if other people are curious. But I wanted to do a reading on the death of Marilyn Monroe, which was just ruled an accidental overdose. But there's a lot of contradictory facts to it. Some people say she committed suicide. Some people say that the Kennedys killed her, because some people say she was in such a great place mentally, physically, like there's no way she would have committed suicide. That she'd been taking all the medicine she'd been taking for so long that she would not have accidentally taken the amount that she supposedly accidentally overdosed on without, there was no, like, she was too experienced to accidentally take that much medicine. And she was involved with the Kennedys at the time. I think she allegedly had an affair with JFK, and she was talking to his brother, Bobby Kennedy, at the time. And no shade to her, talking about her affair. She's really, actually a very cool person if you want to read some of her books. I have a million other biographies. But they think she was involved in, like, she knew some crazy government secrets, and the Kennedys killed her. And some people think that like a scorned lover killed her. Some people think she committed suicide, and some people do think it was just an accidental overdose, which I do not think it was just an accidental overdose. Well, I guess I think maybe it could. I would think it was an accidental overdose, even though, like, facts don't line up with it. I think that would be more likely than her committing suicide, especially since I read a book about her from a photographer who did her last ever photo shoot at her house right before she died. And just the, she's an actress. I guess she could have been pretending, but the state of mind he described did not seem like someone who was suicidal. And she had projects on the line, and she had a new house, and just like all this cool stuff, which I know you can't always predict when someone's suicidal, but I just don't think it was. So I want to know what the cards say. And you got to take it with a grain of salt, I suppose, especially because there's no way to fact check it. And if there was, then it would kind of take away the validity, because I could have just, like, Googled some ish, and that's how I am picking the cards and interpreting them. So take it with a grain of salt. This is for entertainment purposes. But I did find my reads for Britney Spears during the whole Free Britney thing were pretty accurate. So I wanted to try Marilyn Monroe. So we'll do a few cards from each deck and see what comes up in regards to the death of Marilyn Monroe. Rest in peace, Marilyn. Interesting. Not gonna lie, guys, it's looking a little bit like foul play so far. I might have to draw some more cards. Let me just see what these oracles are. Or these oracles might not be overly helpful, but it's nice to add a separate tone to it. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to definitely pull some more. But what it's saying so far... All right, I'm not going to lie. I have read some about this case, so some of my bias could be creeping into how I'm interpreting some of this layout, which is why I want to pull some more, because I want to get some other details. But this is really reading pretty straightforward in collaboration with the rumor that she wanted something more with one of the Kennedys. She didn't get it. Okay, let me just break down the background a little bit. So she was supposedly on the phone with Bobby Kennedy when she died, or like right before or something like that. So what I'm saying is there's someone in her life that she felt like she had given a lot to. A lot. And she wanted something more from this situation. And it seemed so far away from her. Like she was not getting reciprocated to her what she felt like she deserved based on everything she'd been given giving to the situation. And by all accounts, she kind of did fall in love with Bobby Kennedy, and she wanted more of a relationship with him. She wanted him to like leave his wife for all these things. She got the Kennedys a lot of Hollywood connections, things like that. She did give a lot of herself and her connections to him. And he did not treat her as anything more than just a mistress. He didn't live up to giving her what she wanted, and she is not getting what she's wanted. She's not where she wants to be. That's what this card is. So then this Ace of Swords is kind of where you get like an idea. You're like, oh, I have an idea that will solve this problem. Okay, so then she gives a lot. She doesn't feel like she's where she's at from what she's giving. She has an idea. Hermit in reverse. She was not alone when she died. And I think this is talking about the phone call again in regards to her death, because see how this girl is looking at her computer, and that's how we communicate now, you know, in reverse. So she was not alone. I do think this has to do with the phone call to Bobby Kennedy. And I think there was a lot of money and power, which is what Pentacles stand for, that could have been lost. Because the rumor is that she was on the phone with him and she made a threat, threatening to expose something that she knew from being involved with him that she wasn't supposed to know. And this reaffirms that. And the Five of Pentacles is showing that, reversing it, a lot of money and power and things like that stood to be lost and were saved by whatever action was taken. And the Three of Swords in reverse is showing that someone who should have been heartbroken and sad by her death was not. So why weren't they? Because they saved money and power? Because she threatened them on a phone conversation? So it's really crazy that that is reading that way. I'm going to get some clarifiers. Okay, hold on. Which one? We'll do... So to me, this is reading pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't even really need clarifiers. I just want to like make sure that I'm not seeing this through the biased eyes of someone who's heard this story and is just kind of assigning the cards that way. But it fits freaking creepily perfectly. I'm not going to lie. So I just want to see if we get supporting cards that support the same narrative, or if we get some cards that change it up a bit. Let's see. For the 5, 6 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in reverse. What do we have for Three of Wands? Oh, the Devil in reverse. Okay, so the Devil's addiction, and it's reversed. So, because people try to say, oh, she's a pill addict who overdosed, this card of addiction coming out in reverse is showing that it is not what caused her death. Ace of Swords. Strength. Okay. Let's reaffirm. So far, same message. Let's see what Modern Witch has to say. These cards are way harder to shuffle. They're newer, but they're not new, and they don't seem to break in the way the Rider-Waite did. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got... Okay, we got a couple jumpers. I'll do those. The Hermit in reverse. What's the supporting card? Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. The Lovers. Her love. Oh my God, you guys. Oh yeah. Well, if we are to believe the tarot cards, which I kind of do. I mean, I wouldn't bet my life on them or anything, but let's look this out. I kind of explained to you what the cards were saying before. This card, somebody she gave a lot to, okay, who... Page of Pentacles is a immature, kind of financially not well off energy. So reverse means mature, financially well. So she was giving someone who already was financially well off, immature. She continued to give him more of her resources. That would fit in with a politically connected person as well. Okay, so the person she's giving her resources to already had a lot of resources of their own, and she continued to give to them. This is her wanting, you know, again, something else from the situation with this person, but it is not triggering her addictions, okay? Because some people are like, oh, well, she was so upset about it that then she overdosed or she took too many pills. No, the Devil's in reverse. This is the card of drugs, alcohol, excess, addiction, all the things. Came out in reverse right over, showing her longing for something else, okay? So that is very clear. The Ace of Swords is the idea of how she's going to go about handling it, and it took a lot of strength for her to do that, which would go in line with basically blackmailing or giving a threat or an ultimatum to someone you're in love with, especially when your natural desire is to give to them and be generous and full-hearted, to have this idea to switch your tone on them and give them all that takes a lot of strength. Okay, the Hermit in reverse, showing that she wasn't alone and she was in communication with someone else when she died. Followed by the Queen of Swords in reverse. This kind of is showing you here is the Ace of Swords. She had the idea of the Ace of Swords. When she enacted the idea, the Ace of Swords, and became the Queen of Swords, it reversed and backfired on her, okay? So her swords backfired on her when she wasn't alone when she died. Five of Pentacles, the person who saved money and power when this happened, or who did this to maintain money and power to avoid losing it, was her lover. Yeah, I told you that's crazy. And then the Three of Swords in reverse, the person who should have been heartbroken about this, probably her lover, was not, is reinforced by the Six of Cups, which shows like affection, kind of like family interactions, like things like that in reverse. Because he wasn't sad about it because it didn't mess up, because he was married with kids. So I'll judge him a little bit. I'm not judging her. Because it didn't disrupt his family life as well, it didn't break his heart. Wow. So this is a pretty conclusive, Marilyn was probably murdered by Bobby Kennedy reading. Let's see what the jumpers were. Okay, the Six of Swords, wishing she had gone somewhere else with her idea. So this kind of shows she regretted it. She regretted it that she gave him this ultimatum or whatever towards the end. Like maybe I feel like she regretted it as soon as she said it. Or maybe once she realized it was the end of her. And the Wheel of Fortune. That did not go her way of the destiny. And then her, the Oracle cards that came out was having faith in your dreams. And basically, it might sound kind of silly, but she was like a hopeless romantic who, yeah, should she have known better with these married dudes? I'm sure, but I'm sure they also told her X, Y, and Z, you know, they don't like their wife. They're going to leave their wife anyways. Their wife is crazy, you know. You know what can be said in these situations. But her really big dream was to be in love, be married, have the things. It's the recurring theme in her life that she was seeking out, which she never had as a child. And for her to go as far as to give an ultimatum to someone in that level of power and money to try to achieve that with them when you're in love with them, that I feel like that's an act of having faith in your dreams. And then the other one is void of course moon. Nothing will come of this situation. Nothing did come of it. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. Message down what you think, or if you've heard any other conspiracies, or if you think this could be slanted in a different direction. But to me, I'm kind of blown away by how precise this reading is. All right, everybody, have a good day. Rest in peace, Marilyn Monroe, Norma Jean Baker.